Okay guys, so this video exists to explain the Andrew Jackson Twitter page assignment. As you can see, I'm looking at lesson 9.9, which is the lesson for Monday of this week. And this begins the two-day, not two-page, assignment that you'll be working on. So what are you learning? We've finally come to the end of our study of President Andrew Jackson. As you can hopefully see by now, he left quite the unique mark during his pregnancy. Today, presidency, not pregnancy. Presidency, not pregnancy. Silly Mrs. Devlin. Today, we're going to review for our unit test by imagining what Andrew Jackson's Twitter page would look like. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look together at the project instructions. So, Andrew Jackson Twitter assignment. Now that we've learned and discovered more about this unique president, we're going to spend the next 2 days working on an assignment to finish this unit. Now, we all know about Jackson, so we need to consider one more thing. What would he tweet like? So, I've included a couple different links here that I'd like you to be aware of. The first link is the project template that you'll need to complete, and you can get there by clicking there. This second one is a key to help you determine what items need to be placed on the Twitter page. So this is a general format, and also there is an example written from the perspective of George Washington that I've done that you can model yours after. The next most important thing is the rubric. So if we look at the rubric, the content and point value, here's how you'll be graded. You'll get 10 points for putting a username, occupation, places, and family members, and filling that in. That's located on the side of the sample Twitter page. You'll get 10 points for pictures. You'll need to present to me at least 3 pictures, reflecting some point in Andrew Jackson's life. The majority of this project will be given for the point values will be given for the tweets. So you need to provide to me at least 7 tweets, fill in each of the blocks on the sample page, that reflect the presidency of Andrew Jackson and events. Think about, for those of us that have social media, if we do follow someone on Twitter or look at their Facebook status updates, how do they present their world to the internet? You're going to think about that in the exact same way as Andrew Jackson. Consider the big events during his presidency and break them down into little digestible tweets. I'm also giving points for providing at least 1 hashtag per tweet. So what you will need to do with each tweet you submit is you will need to create a hashtag as well. And then a quote, and you will be good to go. This project is worth 53 points. So as long as you fill in the assignment and provide the adequate amount of detail, you should be good to go. This is meant to be kind of fun and silly. It's not meant to be a big scary project to scare you away. Looking at the next portion here. You will have 2 days to complete the assignment. Follow the steps below each day to ensure you finish on time. So guys, we are looking at day 1 today. Review what you have learned by completing the note sheet. That's located in step 3 on the main lesson. Take notes of complete ideas using the textbook. Remember, we're looking at chapter 10. I also have some resources for you. You can also work on compiling pictures for the assignment. And you can use Google Images in the textbook to help. I've also included, you'll see this in tomorrow's lesson, a video on how to select and create pictures and use them in DocHub, which is an application we will be looking at tomorrow. Stuck, confused, needing assistance? Today I will be holding a Getting Started hangout at 2:30. Feel free to join me for that. Again, you are just working on the notes page today, so I haven't really released everything in the assignments. For day 2, you're going to compile your notes page and put it into the Twitter page template. You'll be using DocHub to write on the assignment. It's important to know that this is different than how we normally do. And if you check back, there will be a link on how to complete the assignment in DocHub added to help you rock the assignment. check the rubric before you turn anything in. That's always a good strategy. Make sure you've included the pictures, provided a hashtag for each tweet, done everything you can to get yourself some points, my friends. And then you're good to go. So, looking back at our assignment for the day, step 1 was to look at the instructions, which we just did. Step 2 is to look at the blank page you're going to fill in. We'll take a look at that together right now. So as you can see, I provided a PDF for you that is a Twitter page. You're going to be filling this in using DocHub, which is a way that you can open PDFs posted from the Google Drive. Again, there will be a video on how to work with this in tomorrow's lesson that I think is so helpful for you guys. Please do that. So as you can see, you'll need to kind of fill out your Twitter page with a username, birthday, occupation, employer, places visited, family members, photos and videos, a quote, tweets, following followers, and then space for tweets. Again, this is all information we should already know about Jackson, so you'll have your notes as well as a couple websites to help you out. So that's what the blank page looks like. Step 2. Click here to access the template for the assignment. You'll need to follow the template to complete the assignment successfully. So in step 2, I've also included a sample Twitter page from the perspective of George Washington. So let's take a look at these together. Alright guys, here is the template for the assignment. They almost call this a key. So it gives you some hints for different sections that might be tricky. For example, if you look at the top here, it says quote to live by. What quote or phrase would sum up the person's life? So think about the word cloud if you submitted it, or think about what you've learned about Andrew Jackson. How would you summarize his presidency? Looking down here for tweets. What tweets would this person send out about their life experiences or accomplishments? If you get stuck on this part, guys, something that might be helpful is to take a look at the events in the book. That will help you kind of regain an idea about Jackson and get ready to present a few tweets about him. Family members. What are the names of the close family members to the person? Honestly, you do not need to include more than 2 or 3 here. I would look up their parents, and then I would look up to see if President Jackson was married. Photos and videos. What pictures would this person tweet if given the chance? So, given your knowledge of Jackson, you would use either Google Images or the clip art on your computer to pick 3 different photographs that reflect portions of his life. Let's take a look at my George Washington sample here. So, I gave him the Twitter username of @GeorgeWash. I wrote in his birthday. His occupation was the President of the United States. His employer was the government. And I included under places visited several areas that I knew he had been to in the United States. You can do the same for Andrew Jackson. Use your knowledge of him to kind of put some states in there. Quote to live by. I put the Constitution is the guide I will never abandon. I put up a picture and kind of made up the tweets, following, and followers option. Scrolling down here, you can see that I gave him some family members. I included Martha Washington, his wife, Augustine Washington, his father, and Mary Washington, his mother. So, the last portion here are the tweets and the photos. So as you can see from the photos, I've included a picture of his family, a picture of him as president, and a picture of him in the French and Indian War. If we take a look at my tweets, this should give you an idea about what you need to consider for the presidency of Andrew Jackson. One of my tweets was, I am honored to be your first president in America. I am looking forward to serving as your president. So I used the hashtag elected and let's do this. So you can be a little silly with these hashtags, as long as they make sense. Another one. Let's go to number 2 here. Today, my trusted officials and I had our first cabinet meeting. I can only see great things. So this was the fact that President Washington had the first presidential cabinet. So I used 2 hashtags in there too. I did a TBT, or a Throwback Thursday, to the Revolutionary War. And I ended my tweets with, "Today ends my final day in office. I will not run again and will step down from the presidency. Thank you, America." So as you can see, I've summed up several events in George Washington's presidency in this Twitter page. I've included him getting elected, the Whiskey Rebellion, the Neutrality Proclamation, the Revolutionary War, and his final day in office. You're going to do similar things for Andrew Jackson. So what I'd really recommend is making sure you know the key events of his presidency. You should by now. If you need my help, let me know. Moving to step 3. I've included a couple different things to help you finish today's assignment and do well on it. Step 3 is to click here and access the notes page. So if we pull up this notes page, I have included places for you to jot your ideas, because historians write down and collect their ideas to make sure that they have information. So what you're going to do today, guys, is work on completing this notes page for me. So make sure you fill in all the blanks, which I mean, when I say blanks, I mean the little dashes here. And notice that I've asked you to come up with 5 sample tweets for the notes page. I'm not asking you to come up with all 7 today, but if you'd like to do so, please feel free to. I wanted you to kind of start getting your brain rolling on that there. And I've also asked you to put in 5 hashtag ideas and the websites that you've chosen to use. So that is the notes page that I need submitted by the end of today. Please know, guys, that I will not accept final copies in today's Dropbox. That means you're not following directions and you're not taking notes. Like every project we've done this year, guys, please remember note-taking is so helpful. I've also included a resources page on today's assignment to give you some extra links should you want to look beyond your textbook. So these are the resources that are great and that I'd recommend using to do well on this project. Do not use Wikipedia. Do not use Google. Use this sheet, guys. It is for you, okay? So the last thing I want to mention about what to complete today is if you look at the assignment page, it mentions if you're stuck, confused, or not knowing how to get started, to come to the Getting Started session this afternoon at 2:30 p.m. So, once you've completed all the steps in today's lesson, as well as attended the Hangout if you need help, you're done for the day. Again, remember I'm only accepting the notes page today, but if you need my help in getting started, or if you don't understand my instructions in this video, please let me know, guys. Good luck!